Today I will show you a comedy, drama, romance film from 2009 titled The Proposal. Margaret Tate is the editor-in-chief at Calder Books, one of the biggest publishing houses in New York. Andrew Paxton is her assistant. He dreams of becoming an editor himself and gives Margaret a manuscript that he really likes. But Margaret rejects it, saying that she did not like it. Margaret has a reputation for being a domineering woman. All the employees are scared of her and even have a code name for her, the Witch. Her reputation is cemented when she fires one of the top editors there, Bob. When he calls out on her menacing attitude, she calls him out on his incompetence and laziness. Later, Margaret is invited to her boss's office where he congratulates her on sealing a deal with a popular author. Then he says that her immigration decision came back and it says that she will be deported back to Canada. She says she'll work from abroad, but they don't want that, saying they will have to let her go for a year, unless she can think up something. So, she does. When Andrew comes to give her a message, she says that the two of them have been dating for a while now, and will be marrying soon. Poor Andrew is petrified and barely manages to confirm her statements. The boss is happy and tells them to legalize the whole thing as soon as possible. By the time they go downstairs, the whole office knows about this. Andrew's colleagues, with whom he spends a lot of time teasing Margaret, now mock him for being stuck to the witch. Margaret explains her situation and promises to get divorced once her citizenship is confirmed, but Andrew is against this whole idea. Margaret reminds him that with her gone, Bob will be made editor-in-chief. He will fire Andrew as soon as possible and then kill whatever hope he has of becoming an editor. Andrew is again shocked and in a dilemma. So, they go to the immigration office, where the person in charge, Mr. Gilbertson, questions the authenticity of their relationship. He tells Andrew that if this whole thing turns out to be a scam, Margaret will be deported but Andrew will be fined $250,000 and get 5 years in prison. But, if he admits to it now, he will be let go. Andrew does not confess. Mr. Gilbertson says that they will be interviewed separately on Monday and their stories have to match up. They accidentally reveal that Andrew's grandmother's birthday is coming up on Saturday. And he and Margaret will be going to his hometown. Outside, Andrew demands to be promoted to editor if he's to go through with this. Despite being hesitant, she finally agrees to it. He then makes her propose to him, properly. For that, she goes down on her knees right in the middle of the street and proposes. He accepts and walks away. On their flight to his hometown, Alaska, he says that he knows all about her, being her assistant and all. However, she does not know anything about him. They land in Sitka where Andrew's mother, Grace, and his grandma Annie, receive them. As they go into town, Margaret notices that most of the stores there have the Paxton name, revealing that Andrew is actually very wealthy. Even their seaside mansion is fabulous. Margaret has trouble with this rustic style of living and even struggles to get down some stairs to their boat. Andrew is annoyed when he finds out that their parents invited all their friends and family to welcome him. His mother is just happy to be seeing him after 3 years. At the party, his father, Joe, greets the couple. Andrew is slightly intimidated by his father. It is clear that the two don't exactly have a healthy relationship. He takes him aside and asks why Andrew is dating the nasty strict boss. So, Andrew reveals that they are going to get married. He announces this to the whole party. His ex-girlfriend, Gertrude, is also there and congratulates them. They ask them to narrate how they got engaged. Margaret tells a very emasculating version of the story where she focuses on how sensitive and lovey-dovey Andrew was. Andrew is humiliated by this and puts in his own version where he's masculine and strong. After that, the whole group makes them kiss. They kiss awkwardly at first, and then a little more properly after that. That evening, the two of them are given a single bedroom. After Grace and Grandma Annie are gone, Andrew sleeps on the floor. The next morning, Andrew goes to inform Margaret that his mom will take her out with the other ladies. He then hugs her to put on a show for his parents. Then he goes to his father, who is playing golf on the coast. He asks Andrew to move back to Sitka because there is a huge business here waiting for him. Andrew is annoyed that his father brings up the subject again. He refuses, saying that he wishes his father had another son who would want to stay here. Elsewhere, Margaret finds herself in a strip club with the other women. Ramon, the town's favorite male stripper, puts on a grand show for them. The women put a veil on Margaret's head and send her on stage where Ramon services her. Scandalized by this whole thing, she goes outside for some fresh air. Gertrude comes out to talk to her. She gives Margaret a touching story of how Andrew proposed to her many years ago, but he wanted to leave Sitka while she did not. So, they had broken up. Later, as the women return home, they see Andrew angrily hollowing out a canoe. Grace knows that this signifies his frustration and goes to Joe. She yells at him for pushing the family business on Andrew. This will cause their son to avoid them even more than he already has. She demands that he fix it. Margaret goes to shower and does not hear Andrew come in. Andrew is wearing earphones, so he does not hear her either. He is sweaty from the chopping and removes all his clothes. Margaret comes out naked just then and smacks into Andrew. Their naked bodies get entangled and they yell at each other in frustration. They finally find towels which they cover themselves with. That night, Margaret asks Andrew about his relationship with his father. But Andrew does not want to talk about him and shuts it down. So, she starts revealing some things about her that he did not know. Her deepest likes and dislikes. Hearing her reveal her secrets, he timidly reveals that he also thinks she's beautiful. They then sing her favorite song to sleep. The next morning, Margaret wakes up early and puts on makeup. However, Grace knocks on the door, so she wakes up Andrew and they hurriedly cuddle up on the bed. Grace brings in breakfast for them. Joe also arrives and says that they want Andrew and Margaret to get married tomorrow, on Grandma Annie's birthday. Grandma Annie is very excited about the whole thing. So, Andrew and Margaret accept it. After they leave, Andrew reveals that he is worried about his family finding out. This will really tear them apart and Grandma Annie will get a heart attack. But, Margaret manages to calm him down and starts massaging his muscles. When she realizes what she is doing, she quickly gets up to serve breakfast. Now, it's Andrew's turn to stare at her figure. Later, they go to town to buy some stuff. As Margaret takes this opportunity to find a computer and catch up on some of her work, Andrew goes to talk to Gertrude. Margaret wishfully watches the two. Later, Grandma Annie and Grace take Margaret away to a bridal shop. There, they find her a dress that Grandma Annie wore at her wedding. Grandma Annie also gives her a locket that has been in their family for 150 years. Margaret gets extremely emotional. After she is done, she hijacks Andrew's family boat and takes him out to sea. There, she mirrors Andrew's anxiety from the morning, saying that they are going to hurt his family with this scam. She has realized that she never grew up with a proper family, but Andrew is surrounded by love and she does not want to ruin that. Andrew almost crashes the boat, but swerves it just in time. However, Margaret falls in. Andrew quickly saves her and wraps her in a blanket while hugging her to give warmth. Back at his home, Joe takes them to a barn where Mr. Gilbertson has arrived to check on them. He says that Andrew still has a chance to confess. But Andrew is firm on the story of their love and leaves. His father had hoped that Andrew would end this, and is disappointed. Their wedding takes place the next day. Grandma Annie walks Margaret down the aisle. As Ramon starts to officiate the wedding, Margaret stops him. She turns to all the family and friends and admits that she is doing this in order to avoid being deported. She says that she forced Andrew into this and takes all the blame herself. That Andrew has a beautiful family and she does not want to get in the way of that. Mr. Gilbertson smiles smugly as Margaret leaves the altar. Things descend to chaos in the place. Andrew goes after her to their room. However, Margaret has already left. On the manuscript which Andrew had brought to her, she has said that he found a good book and he will be made editor soon. Gertrude comes in and he vents out his anger. She calms him down and urges him to go after her. Outside, father and son get into an argument. Seeing this, Grandma Annie has a heart attack. They quickly take her on a plane. There, she makes Joe promise that he will never pressure his son into the family business. She then makes Andrew promise that he will make an effort to be closer to the family. And then she wakes up all sprightly and healthy. Joe and Andrew roll their eyes at Grandma Annie's fake heart performance. She scolds them, saying this was the only way father and son would stop bickering. She then commands the pilot to fly to the local airport. Mr. Gilbertson is still smug as he takes Margaret back to New York. Andrew arrives, but is too late, as the plane flies off just then. Grace and Grandma Annie say that Margaret loved Andrew, because her love is what led her to leave him like that, thereby freeing him from his bond to her. Joe also comes to Andrew and apologizes to him for being too hard on him. Back in New York, Margaret gets ready to leave the company. She still has her reputation and people are afraid to even come within her sights. No one helps her. Andrew comes in just then, panting, after having run there. He says that he hated her 3 days ago. He used to wish that a cab would hit her, or she would get poisoned. But now, after their weekend in Alaska, things have changed. Since their first fake kiss, to their late-night bondings, he has started to feel differently about her. He then asks her to marry him, so that they can continue dating. Margaret says that she would make a terrible girlfriend and wife, as she's difficult to be around. Andrew says that doesn't matter and steps in to kiss her. She kisses him back. Later, they go back to the immigration office where Mr. Gilbertson is skeptical as to the authenticity of their relationship. He starts asking them questions about their relationship separately. Andrew and Margaret hilariously give the wrong answers, showing that while they may love each other, they still have a long way to go about knowing each other. The end. Thank you for watching.